Now, after 3 months of releasing the Galaxy A16, Samsung has decided to bring the phone to the US market. In this video, I'll be doing unboxing and review for the US Galaxy A16. So without any further ado, let's find out. Now, no matter where you buy the phone from in the US market, you guys can expect the same specifications. About mine from Metro/T-Mobile. If you buy yours from Samsung, Boost, and any other carriers in the US, you guys can expect the same specifications. Not going to be any different. Now, if you are curious about the price, if you go to Metro, sign up a new number, and if you start a new activation plus the $65 or the $75 a month, the phone will be absolutely free if you start a new number. The MSRP price of this device, if you want just buy it outright unlock, it will cost you $199. I will try to leave links where you can find the phone for the best price. Always keep in mind the price keeps changing because the time I'm releasing the video is going to be a price. Later on when you watch the video is going to be completely different price. So make sure always to check the links and your local store for the updated prices. Now, the Galaxy A16 replaced the Galaxy A15, the predecessor, with some minor upgrade and features, which is we're going to explain everything on this video. But first, I want to give you overlook on the main specifications, starting with the display. Now, the display size is going to be bigger than the Galaxy A15. We have 6.5 inches, 86% screen to body ratio. Of course, we have Super AMOLED display with the amount of PPI 385 with 90 Hz refresh rate, and of course the resolution is going to be 1080p. Now, for the design build construction, we're not going to expect a huge upgrade from the Galaxy A15, except that the phone now comes splash proof. So the phone is IP54. The phone is not fully waterproof, but it could take a splash of water, so be careful about any liquid comes to your device. Now, for the operating system, the phone comes with Android 14, which is not the latest on the time I'm recording the video, but I've checked some rumor that the phone will receive later on the Android 15. And since this is a Samsung phone, the phone has the One UI 6.1 version. Now, for the internal hardware, a lot of people are going to get confused because when they go check the specifications, they might get confused with the international version. Now, the Galaxy A16, the US model, has 2.4 octa-core Exynos chip, 1330 GPU G68. Now, there is another variant comes with MediaTek processor, but the US version comes with Exynos. Now, for the memory, the US version comes with 128 gigs with 4 GB of RAM. The international has the option to go with 256 gig, 8 GB, or you can go with 128 GB with 8 GB or 6 GB of RAM. But this is the basic model of the Galaxy A16, comes with 128/4 GB of RAM. For the camera, the phone has triple camera on the back, 50 megapixel wide, 5 megapixel ultra wide, 2 megapixel macro. Nothing new for the Galaxy A16. Unfortunately, the camera is not the best thing about this device, which is later on I'm going to show you some samples and talk a little bit more in details about the camera performance. The video capability is going to be 1080p at 30 FPS, which is very disappointing in my opinion. The front-facing camera is going to be 13 megapixel wide and half ultra wide. Video capability is going to be 1080p at 30 FPS. And speaking of the battery, not much change from the Galaxy A15, 5000 milliamp. The phone take up to 25 watts of a quick charging, and I have so many questions about the charging speed, which is I'm going to tell you later on the video. And now let's do unboxing and have the first impression on the device. As you guys can see, this is the package. And you guys gonna expect no charger, not much accessory comes with the device, and the box itself, it's poorly made. It's very cheap look, color are faded, but it is what it is. That's Samsung policy, that they don't want to give you the best experience for unboxing and they don't give you anything with the phone. But let's go ahead and crack the seal open and have a first look on the device itself. And of course we have a lid. Let's go ahead and take this out, and then we have a little box here, has the SIM ejector tool, USB-C to C cable to charge, which is not that important, and the phone itself over here wrapped in this paper wrap over here. Let's go ahead and have a look on the device. Here we go. This is the phone. The back look so shiny. And by the way, this is like a dark blue color. Fingerprint, of course, they're gonna be super magnet. And by the way, this is a plastic. It's not glass. So you guys gonna expect so many scratches unless if you use a cover to protect your device. We have a plastic frame, of course, the same setup as the Galaxy A15. But if we take a look between the Galaxy 15, which is this guy over here, we're gonna see that the phone is longer and also the phone is thinner. And I personally prefer the phone to be thinner, so I didn't like the fact that the Galaxy A15 is chunky device, even the Galaxy 14 more chunkier than the Galaxy A15, but this is a great improvements on the build of the device. Nothing new for the design, same as any other Samsung device you will see, the same power key dedicated fingerprint, volume up, down control, a place to put the SIM card and the SD card, and the phone take, by the way, eSIM and regular nano SIM and USB speaker. And by the way, the phone has a stereo speaker, means we have two speakers and the phone will sound decent. So we're gonna go ahead, turn the phone, spend time, and we come back with more details and information, so stay tuned.
2,000 years later.
Now after spending 2 days with the phone, let me kick off with the design build construction. Any new enhancement for the design is very welcome for me, except that the phone now is more fingerprint magnet, as I said. Samsung has brushed the edges of the phone, so the phone is very comfy in the hands, which is a great thing in my opinion. We have fingerprint over here. It does work great. I haven't noticed any problems or delay based on the chipset and the processor on the device, which is the phone provide decent performance, which is we're going to talk about this later on the video. The phone now is splash proof, also that's another welcome improvements. The phone is bigger and thinner. Now speaking of the display, if you've been watching my videos, you know I'm very impressed with Samsung Galaxy in general displays, no exception for these budget devices. Super AMOLED, 90 Hz refresh rate, very smooth experience, angle view is great, brightness level it's awesome on this device. Not much improvements from the Galaxy A15 of course, except that the screen now is bigger, so if you're looking to upgrade because you want a bigger screen, maybe the Galaxy A16 will be a great fit for you. Other than that, I don't have much to talk about the display. You guys can expect a great experience. Even in one of the most affordable Samsung devices, you're gonna expect great experience for the display. Now for the operating system, as of yet, the phone came with Android 14 and Samsung UI 6.1. Not much changes from the Galaxy A15, but the phone is loaded with so many great features such as dual messenger, optimizing the phone, and so on, which is normally I cover in completely separate video. So make sure to subscribe to Variety Stick in order not to miss this video. Overall speaking, the operating system is very stable. I didn't have any problems or whatsoever. We will see if Samsung in the future push higher operating system. Maybe we're gonna do more coverage. Now before I speak about the performance of the hardware, I want to pay your attention about something. This phone still consider mid-tier or even less. This is a budget device, not the most expensive. This is not a high-end phone or flagship device. So you guys gonna expect decent performance, but definitely it's not gonna be the best. Now, if you look into use applications such as social media, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, you're not gonna have no issues or whatsoever. Like 3D games, 2D games, also you're gonna have a great experience. Now, in my test, I have tested a few games. Light games like Subway works with no issues. And also tested Need for Speed, which is considered medium graphic. It plays with no problems with high graphics. But when it comes to Devil May Cry, the game gives you the option to go medium or high or low based on your phone specification. So I push high settings on the graphics and the phone struggled to play smooth FPS. The phone was not able to play smoothly on the Galaxy A16, but I went back and go to medium settings. I pushed the frame to 60 FPS and everything was flawless. But surprisingly, when I did the Geekbench, I see improvements on the score, almost 35% for single core and 20% multiple core between the Galaxy A16 and the 15. That means Samsung has increased the performance at least 30% from the predecessor, which is great in my opinion. Now I have a little complaint for the US model of the Galaxy A16 that comes only with 4 GB of RAM. I would like to see this budget phone comes 6 GB RAM at least, but we'll see what Samsung will do in the future. Now for the battery performance, the phone worked as expected. The phone will give you 12 hours screen on time based on the brightness level and what games you're playing. It's gonna be different, so it's very difficult for me to give you a specific number, but I'm giving you average number. The phone will take 2 hours and 20 minutes to fully charge from 0% to 100%, which is why I was doubting that the phone it's not 25 watt. I normally use tester for the speed. My tester give me 15 watt of a quick charging, not 25 watts, so that's why I'm very confused. Either that the US model only comes 15 watt, or maybe the international, the one that comes with 25 watt of a quick charging. Now if you're currently on the phone and you're watching this video, please leave a comment and let me know about the speed in your device. Now last but not least will be the camera. Same thing I said about the hardware, I say again about the camera. This phone still considered a budget phone, is not going to give you the best experience for the camera. But the camera as expected. The phone offers ultra-wide, portrait, macro and 2x zoom, which is decent features in my opinion. The video capability to do 30 FPS, that was absolutely terrible in my opinion. Other than that, the phone has specific mode to take pictures under low light situation. Still the phone struggled, but to a certain point the phone was able to give you half clear image, which is good in my opinion based on the price of this device. Other than that, taking picture under medium light, still also under the average. I've seen phone from Moto with the same price does better job than these Samsung budget devices. Taking pictures when you have enough light, you're gonna expect something also decent. It's not going to be the best. So overall speaking about the camera, if you're looking for the best experience for the camera, stay away from the budget phones. Front facing camera does have ultra wide, and you can also do portrait, and same thing I said about the back camera also on the front facing camera, but overall is decent camera in my opinion. Now I have to say Samsung has made upgraded device from the Galaxy A15. Better performance, larger screen, better grip. The phone is waterproof or splash proof, which is great enhancement. Also the price of the phone still considered great, especially if you go to Metro, sign up a new number, get the $65 plan or the $75 plan, and the phone will be yours. And that was very much it for that video. Wish you guys find this video helpful. If it did, thumbs up and subscribe for more here on Variety Stick. Thank you so much everyone for watching. As always, we will talk to you in another video.